Right, with the Smart in the barn, I have brought the van in because it wouldn't start. The starter motor was just clicking. So I've just pulled it out and I'm going to test it. Let's see if it actually works, if there's something else amiss. But we did just tow start it and it started fine. So it's got to be the starter motor. So let's put some power to it and see what happens. Right, we got it out of the car and we got it wired up. So the positive is on the positive terminal of the starter. The casing is earthed with that, just onto the battery there. And then we've just got to touch that and that together. So, ready? Seems to be working fine. Yeah, so I don't know why it wasn't doing it on the car, so maybe it's got a bad earth. So let's stick it back on, we know it works, and then we'll try and see if we can fault find elsewhere. Right, I've just put it back on, shall we see? Ah, there we go, straight away. So, no idea. Maybe it just seized up and it just needed a bit of moving and putting power to it, but yeah, oh well, that was an easy fix. Right, so yesterday, done the starter motor. I noticed that the battery over there wasn't sitting properly. When I had a look, I'd routed the wiring loom the wrong side of the ABS bracket. Let me show you. So yeah, the battery was loose because it wasn't sitting inside the receiver that holds it down. And the big ECU loom that goes over there, you can just see it there, was in the battery tray and not behind this bracket. So I thought, all right, I'll move that. Anyway, what happened was I had to take out the battery tray, the fuse boxes, undo all the loom, move it out. Then I had to release the ABS pump and get it behind the bracket. Doing that, I bent the bracket accidentally. Well, accidentally on purpose, because I could just about squeeze the wiring loom if I just tweaked it a little bit, but I couldn't get it to go back. So I hit it with a hammer, got it back. But afterwards, I'd realised I'd smashed my main ECU plug. So, exceptionally annoyed with myself, I went home. Well, that's a lie. I sat, almost cried for a little while. Had a look on eBay, see if I could find a plug. And then I went home. I was quite grumpy, quite annoyed with myself that I'd broken it. But anyway, I'm back in today and voila, an ECU plug off of. When I bought this van, it come with a 1.8 turbo in it already, and it had the original Rover loom in it. And there we go. There's the plug off the loom. So I didn't need to buy one. The only thing is, I've now got to change. Well, I think there's 52 wires there, maybe a bit more. Obviously, some of them are blanked out. So I've got to de-pin that plug and put all the wires in this plug. So I am going to write them all down first. I mean, I'm only going to do one at a time, but in the event, because let me show you. What you have to do, this white bit, you have to slide it out slightly, only a touch. It just clicks over. You can just see the gap there, look. It only clicks over a mil or so. But once it's over, you can put all the wires out. So what I don't want to do is put them in, and then while I'm putting another one in, some come out. So I'm going to need to write down the order of that plug before I do anything. So I'm going to pull the battery out. I'm not going to remove the loom again. I'm going to try and do it there and we'll see how we get on. So I'm going to pull that out, get some light on the subject, get a pen and paper and get going. Right, I've made my list. I've moved a couple of blanks about because obviously this was for a 75, so it might be slightly different. So yeah, so I've moved a couple of blanks about. Most of them are in the right place. So now it's a matter of doing one at a time. This is going to be tedious. I think I need to make a coffee first. Right. I've done the plug. It took me about 2 and a bit hours, probably need 3. So, I've bolted the battery back in. Let's see if it's worked. or whether I'm going to set the thing on fire. Oh, it works. Fantastic. Now let's just hope the wires don't shake themselves loose and come out of that connector, but they all felt like they were in there pretty well, so yeah. Oh, what a result. Right. It's now, what is it, Wednesday. Yesterday I went over in the Freelander V6 and left it at my friend's and brought back his Discovery. You've seen it before on the channel. I've got to just put it on the ramp, do a check over because it's going for an MOT in the morning. So we'll get that in a minute. But last night I took the ZR van home, cleaned it, put some photos up and put it on eBay. But this morning, tried to open the boot wouldn't open. So I'm going to pull that in first and we'll have a little look. So let me show you what I need to do, but I've got to do some climbing. Right, so I'm in the boot. I had to climb over the bulkhead, obviously, to get to it. I've had the panel off, and I can't, even moving the switch inside, it won't open. So I'm going to have to undo the 2 bolts that hold it on there, and then we can get the boot out of the way, and then we can actually work on it from the outside. So let's do that. Right, well, that didn't work, because the latch goes in from the inside, so when you undo the bolts, it's still got to go through the boot that way anyway. So we've either got to pry this open or cut this. Oh, joy. Right. I might be able to get a spanner to the latch, so let's have a look. Sussed it. One of these clips was caught in there and it wouldn't move. So that's why. So now, when that latch is back, like that, that now pops it. Right, let's bolt it back together. I just wanted to say about this. I've put some super unleaded in it and it's driven very, very well. It's ridiculously fast. It's obviously lighter than the BRM was without all the interior in it. And also now it starts on a button. I think it was the old fuel in it that was making it struggle to start. This morning fired straight up, no problem at all. So yeah, be a shame to see it go because it would have been a nice project to get finished, but you know, how many projects do you need? So this is on eBay. It was on for 10 days. There's a few days left, so if you're interested, go and take a look. Couple of updates while I'm here, just before I get that on the lift. The door still sat here. I ordered parts the 26th of September. It is now the 8th of October and they've still not arrived. So come on, John Craddock, what are you playing at? Where are my bits? It's been nearly 2 weeks. The battery I ordered from the Smart, I started a return on it. They accepted the return, but I had to book the courier, obviously, because I changed my mind. And I couldn't find any courier to take a car battery. The seller told me to put it down as an accumulator, which is apparently the technical term for a battery. Well, when all the couriers state car batteries are prohibited, I wasn't going to take the risk. So I cancelled the return. I thought I'll just keep it and use it. But then I thought, well, actually, maybe I should just let eBay know that I can't send this back. So that seller offering returns, it's not possible. Anyway, eBay gave me a refund and told me to keep it. So I've got a free battery for the Smart, which is good. So yes, the chassis for these are still at the blasters. So it's been 10 days probably. They're supposed to be done this week, so hopefully we'll get over and pick them up this week. But as soon as they're back, I'll need to book the welder man in to come and rectify them. But yeah, anyway, let's get this on the lift. Right. I've had it up on the lift and it's running because I needed to check the gearbox oil. There's a procedure to do that. You've got to put it through all the gears for a couple of seconds and then check the level with it running and then top it up till you get a steady stream of about 2 mil out. So I've done that and I had to put about 250 mil in, quarter of a litre, something like that. So it's a little, you know, a little bit low, but I don't think it's going to make much difference. But he asked me to check it, so that's what I've done. So now I've just got to check the bulbs. I think I've checked everything else. Everything else seems okay. Oh, and I did have to put a new track rod end on because it split the boot, which is down there. Forgot about that. So yeah, so that's done. I've cleaned up the ace pipes. Well, so they were really badly flaky. They're a bit damp, so I have a feeling they might be leaking, but I've rubbed them back. I'll just chuck a bit of puff over them just to tidy them up a bit. But I think we're putting a new chassis on this in the near future, within the next year or so. So that'll all be dealt with then, I think. So yeah, right, let me test this rear bulb. Someone told me I've got a dodgy rear bulb. Right, as you just saw on that, it still wasn't working, but now it is again. What a pain. See, the lights are on, you can see, and it's on. Obviously a dodgy bulb holder. I'll have to take it out and give it a bit of a contact cleaner, I think. Right, it's Thursday morning. It's 10:30, and this should be at the MOT. Yesterday, while I was going around it, I noticed a couple of bushes on the hubs had perished. Now, I didn't mention it yesterday because I wasn't sure where it was going to go, because they were fitted last year. Well, actually, that's a lie. They were fitted this year, January, under warranty, because the ones from last year failed. Guess what? One is immaculate. One has perished, and they're slightly different. So that shows the quality difference. So what we've decided, they're going to order a few in and try and find one that matches the good one to replace the offside one. So we've decided not to bother at testing it yet, because they'd have to fail it on that bush, or at least advise it, but probably fail it because it's perished. So there's not really much point. It's going to go in a couple of days once they've got bushes in to change them. And the top two aren't looking too clever either, so we're just going to do all of them. So, yes. Also what I've noticed, I put that ball joint on yesterday, the steering joint, but even though I count the same amount of turns, the steering wheel's on the wonk. So I'm going to rectify that now, and I'll quickly show you the bushes underneath as well while I'm there. So yeah, so it's not gone through for its MOT. It's going to go back in a couple of days, have the new ball joints fitted, and then it'll be MOT'd. Right, so all I've done is undone the bottom nut, loosen this off. I'm going to lift this out. The wheels are straight. I'm going to turn the steering wheel so this arm moves out. It's going to move out that way. And then I've just got to wind it into the right bit so it pops in. So that's easy. But you see, that's the new boot. That one is immaculate. There's nothing wrong with that at all. The other one that was done under warranty last year was that one. Oh no, hang on. What have we done here? There we go. You can see it's a different kind of boot, and it's all perished and cracked. But as you can see, it's a new joint. You can see the silver line around the top is the new bit. So that one's being done under warranty, and while the hub's off, we're going to put new ones on the top as well, both sides. So yeah, what a pain. Right, I just put it back in temporarily on one turn, and the steering wheel's now perfectly straight. So yeah, it was just one extra turn needed, so maybe I miscounted, or it's slightly longer there, that's all. But yeah, I can now tighten that up, and that is straight again. Just got the van up on the ramp, just to have a little look underneath, nut and bolt check, make sure everything's all right. Give everything a sort of an MOT wobble. On the local Facebook page, someone said they found a big subframe bolt on the roundabout outside the Tesco petrol station, and I went and filled this up, didn't I? And I thought, oh, I better check just to be on the safe side, but we're all good. Everything is there. Everything's tight. Everything's clean underneath. I can hear a bit of rattling inside. I thought it might have just been the bulkhead, but as I've said before, the suspension's a bit close to the exhaust, as in it's touching when the suspension's drooped. So maybe it just catches that occasionally when you're on the road, because obviously there's no weight in the back. So I don't know what that exhaust is from, but it's obviously a bit close for a BRM, but it's not too bad. It just gives the occasional dink. So yeah, I'm sure the new owner can change that if they want. So anyway, I think I'm happy with that. Everything's good under here. It's good to see the coolant's a nice pink colour still. There's nothing untoward under here. It's just busy. But yeah, everything's good. Oil's good. So yeah, just obviously got a little bit of coolant creep around that hose, look. So I'll just give that hose clip a little tighten up. But other than that, we are all good. Right, good morning. It is Saturday and we have a delivery. Right, so as you see, we have two heated front screens for a Defender. Obviously one for me and one for my friend, but we both wanted one and it was the same price to have two delivered as it was for one, as in delivery. So it made sense to combine the parcel. So I'm just checking they're all alright, obviously. I didn't want to leave them boxed up and then when we come to fit and find out they're broken, but they both look good. We also have new seal. I have some new windscreen blocks. So whereas mine are a hinge windscreen, obviously that's never going to happen for me anymore. So I bought some new hinge brackets, or shall I say windscreen brackets that aren't hinged. That's a cable. We have the striker for the rear door on the truck. We have the striker cover, another Land Rover bit. And we have the internal bits for the doors. So the bit that connects the central locking motor to the latch, or to the pivot, sorry. The retaining bolt that we snapped, taking it off. And I think in here will be, yeah, the little pivot for the locking motor. So that's that. So I think we have, other than an actual locking solenoid, which I might be able to find in stock, we've got everything to build the door up. But we'll fit the door first and make sure it works. But both screens are here and intact. Right, so with those bits here, I've just got another parcel delivered this morning, which is the backings to the windscreen blocks. They need like a spacer behind them. So they've arrived this morning as well. So next week, we are going to get the windscreen fitted. We're going to get the rear door fitted. And I've also dug out another set of clocks. I might have another go at some clocks. Or at least the clear cover, because I marked the one that I've got in there now when I was trimming it down, and it's just always bugged me. So I've got another set there. So I'll probably just change the plastic, to be fair. So that's it for this week. So thanks for watching. Hopefully there'll be a how-to on the screen next week without breaking it. Fingers crossed. Have a nice weekend. I'll catch up with you next week. Thanks, guys.